Comment yellow button, multi-audio. Multi-audio button. Mute.
You're good, Mr. Chair. You're good to go.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order for the Southern Guangzhou Water Conservation District. The time is 4:55 p.m. I just want to make note that we were delayed here due to traffic issues for members. Today is Wednesday, October 27th, and we are conducting this meeting here at the Farmers Cooperative Association building in Delito, and we're live streaming for it. So, can we get a roll call?
Chairman Michael Logan,
Present.
Vice Chair Angie Mendiola,
Present.
Director Carol Tayama,
Present.
Director Glenn Takai.
We see word that Glenn Takai wasn't able to make it.
Yes, I move that we excuse Mr. Director Glenn Takai's absence. He has a meeting at 3:30 for his work, so it's in conflict, so I move that we excuse him. Second.
Okay, we vote.
All
in favor?
aye.
Thank you. Glenn's excused. Okay,
Staff, I myself, Erica Pangilinan, present, and Martha Tenorio.
Present.
And our technical advisor is not with us today. He has class.
Erica, I just wanted to make sure, I thought we have two technical advisors?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Nicole and Dr. Bob.
Dr. Bob Barber is our assigned technical advisor for the university, and also Phoebe Wall, she's our cooperative extension outreach agent assigned to us. Yes, yes.
okay, so moving on to number 3, approval of meeting agenda.
Mr. Chair, I just want to add somewhere as new business regarding there's going to be a workshop on the government ethics. And I really would like to put that in the agenda and I'll explain later. So I move that we include the ethics training on the agenda, please. And I think that should be a new business. So I move that we
Second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Anything else? So if nothing else, can we get a
So now we move to
approve the agenda?
okay. I move that we have put the agenda as edited or added from our earlier motion.
Okay, Carol, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. So that's done, and then let's see,
Number 4.
number 4, acceptance of the meeting minutes for Wednesday, August 25th, 2021.
I move that we accept the meeting minutes for August 25th. I second. I second.
Okay, Carol, Andy seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. So the minutes from the August meeting is moving on to
Aye.
number 5, treasurer's report.
Okay, Mr. Chair, as of October 16, our checking account we have a balance of 82,691 and 56 cents, and savings 2,501 and 15 cents. Ratification of FY 2021 expenses and COSA. Mr. Chair, I request that we table due to clearing of payments and updating of accounts because there's still some outstanding checks, and we cannot really balance out until everything is, submitted and cash. So I move that we table the ratification of 2021 expenses.
Okay, Carol, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passed.
Okay, Mr. Chair, establishing of accounts. We don't want to commingle the federal funds and federal funds, so I propose a resolution, 2022-001. May it be resolved, the Southern Guam Soil Water Conservation District hereby establishes additional share checking accounts under the Coast 360 business account for the purpose of separating the local funding from federal funding. In addition to our current business checking account, the following accounts shall be established. NACD technical account, that's federal. USDA grant account, federal. Guam Federal Swine Fund account. These accounts are subject to change based on fund sources available and potential federal grants. And check, and then check reorder. Erica, can you?
Yeah, no, so we need to.
Okay, so the check reordered, Mr. Chair, during our committee meeting or work session that we held, we wanted to explore maybe possibly switching over to the electronic version of checks, or not the version of checks, but printing out our checks rather than handwriting it. I was able to meet with our business member service at Coast 360, and she did note that we'd have to have QuickBooks or a certain type of program that is in line with where Post orders our checks, which is Harlan and Clark. It seems that it is possible we can start doing that electronic print. However, I believe we have to make sure or what program we want to use. And I know
Are they going to charge us for that?
we'd still, no, they won't charge us, but we just have to have that program. For example, QuickBooks installed, and that's where we would print the checks and use a laser printer.
That one, we need to pay for that.
Yes. So we still would order checks, and that would be done through Coast 360. So they'll still order checks. When we get the checks, it's basically we run it through the printer, and using our software like QuickBooks or Peachtree or Microsoft, then that's how the checks would be printed.
Would that help us in establishing up-to-date balances? Is it automatically or no?
Yes. Well, the QuickBooks will help us have up-to-date balances of our different accounts. Yes, debit and credit. It's very new because we've been so keeping it real traditional. But I think for accounting purposes, this is a better way for us to go. It's just a bit of a learning curve for our staff who might be doing this, but I know we're looking into bookkeeping services, so I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem. So the board will just need to decide if we want to go the electronic printing of checks or stay status quo.
Can we just make that decision?
It's up to you guys.
But first, we have to approve my report. My report from A to A, all the way to C, number 3.
Yeah.
So
So
we need to approve that. Okay. You make the motion.
you make the
report. Go ahead.
the checking.
I move to approve the treasurer's report. I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
So we need to address D. So I move that we'll go ahead, Mr. Chair, and start looking into the electronic checks. This will really help our staff to do it adequately and efficiently. So I move that we approve for the staff to look into it, and if possible, we'll just go ahead and proceed and do it.
moving right along. Okay, let's go into item number 6 is old business. Letter A is the vacant director position. So in this vacant position, I kind of get an idea of 2 individuals, but I'm not really open yet to say their name. But one of them is definitely a farmer down south in Iran. And I think he's going to be having more free time. Detective, I think last Friday retired, so it's a possibility. I haven't talked to him yet about that, but you know, he's been interested in you know, he's really getting into the agriculture thing right now. So
Mr. Chair, you've been asking us for this to recommend possible candidates to the vacant position. I think that it's in order. I don't have any right now. I don't know whether Director Carroll has any, but you've tasked us several back other meetings to submit names. And so I don't know. I think it's in order for you to let us know so we can have an idea, so we can check out ourselves.
no,
So that maybe what we'll do is just to telephone, to say, hey, we like this, and if it's majority, then why wait again? So if you give us a name, and he's a bona fide farmer, Mr. Chair.
well, I don't know that part yet. I'm not
Okay,
sure.
so can we task,
I mean,
our staff?
to me, he could, if he wasn't and he pursued it, he would just get it
Because it's been planted. So maybe give us a name.
well, and you probably know that John Reeves.
John Rios? No, I don't know. But I'll look into it. I want to know more, and maybe, but if the majority agrees, we don't have to wait again to the next meeting. We can ratify it at the next meeting, and we'll just go ahead and say yes. So there's no more, because you have asked us, and we haven't submitted any, so.
Okay, well, you know,
So I move that, the chairman will give us a name for consideration, and my motion is that if the majority agrees by phone to approve, then we should just go ahead and not wait for next month again, and we can do it by next week. So be it, and we'll just check.
And we do have to go through the process.
Yes, but yeah, it's true, but at least to know the name, so
Yeah.
can you give us a name first?
I did.
I'm sorry. So I move that we'll go ahead for
So that we
consideration, John Reeves.
can speed the process, right?
Yes, yes, because it's the second. And then the staff, but we'll look into it, and
Do you
then,
recommend it?
I'll check it first, you know, nothing is guaranteed.
yeah, and then if you're really sure, then the staff can hold the report, and if we have,
Okay.
if majority approve, then we'll go ahead and not wait to them, so that's my motion.
So all in favor? Carol, second.
Aye.
Motion.
It's just too
Yeah.
long.
Okay. So down to B, the 2021 acres. Did Glenn give you or no?
Mr. Chair, Glenn did inform me he's working on it. I know he said he pretty much, he does have the template and he's been filling it in. I know that just because he's been unable to attend our work sessions and meetings, we were unable to officially
So we'll
receive.
save it.
So I will provide assistance to him.
So
and
I move that we table this, and just a reminder to the board that upon arrival from the conference, we have 10 days to submit the report. Just a reminder. So I move that we table it, Mr. Chair.
Okay, now I'll look for him too and,
So it's in second table. But just a reminder, 10 days after arrival.
all right,
Thank you.
So.
all in favor for that?
I.
To table. Okay, C, Pacific Region meeting in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Oh,
No, can they move it?
Yes,
Was it really a whole?
this is the one.
Yes.
Okay, so, so we did attend the Pacific Region meeting there. It was actually, that was pretty good. 99.9% everything was perfect.
I'm interested that they don't understand.
Well, so-
So.
yes, we did. Okay, so in the Pacific region, in the meeting, we did, Pacific Region Strategic Plan was approved to present to the NACD Board of Directors during the annual meeting. Guam presented an update of efforts regarding the Pacific Island area strategy in engaging the outer islands. Group is in favor of the efforts. President Crowder is willing to provide support when needed. And I think some of them are like itching to come out here to this side of the Pacific to help get that move along too. So, okay, Hawaii noted issues with adjusted gross income with NRCS federal conservation programs. Hawaii requested possible review to address through the Farm Bill. And then,
And what is that?
okay.
This will be what is that about, like, if you receive grant?
Okay, so just to explain a little bit more, when somebody applies to for EQIP or CSP, which is one of NRCS's programs, one of the requirements is that you have to submit an adjusted gross income to the Farm Service Agency, and it's in short a form that's where you have to declare that you made less than $900,000 or more than $900,000, because if you make more than that $900,000, you're pretty much ineligible for this financial assistance. But the issue that a lot of the farmers, even across the nations, face is that they're rich in land and poor in money. so the assets pretty much.
Mr. Chair, you're making 900,000. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be a farmer.
Yeah. So I guess that's a big issue back in Hawaii, but it's new for us. We don't really know too much about the issues that Hawaii is experiencing, but if it's a way to help more participation into the programs, of course we want to support that. So.
But it does have a potential here too, because it depends, even on Guam, there's a lot of people that do have land here. Land assets are good, but cash value is not there. So that's also, and I did mention too that there's other issues with those eligibility things like documents, land documents and stuff like that.
Especially as long as it's small.
Yeah, and finding ways to work around that so that we do the program, which is a real issue, right? We want to have to do the program.
Yes.
So we just got to find ways to make it happen, make it easier for the farmers to be involved in the program. So we did note that there, so good. Okay, this one here, I don't really like doing this part, but I just have to put it on record. Because during our meeting, the Northern Guam Soil Water Conservation District representative, Ms. Hope, accused the Southern District of withholding information from her as she was unaware of NACD efforts. She claimed to be unaware during the meeting, further knowing she was kicked out of the GACD, she claimed that she was, did she say booted out from the, which was not true, yeah. She acted pretty much unprofessionally and lacking mutual respect for her partners. Her actions reflected negatively upon Guam. After all the positive publicity that we incurred, the goodwill that we had in the beginning, that kind of just threw a real big damper on the ending of our meeting. So I just wanted to put that there for the record.
And for the record, Mr. Chair, I think that's a lesson learned, that you don't represent at least our district. We don't want anybody representing our district and Guam. If you don't know anything about what the meeting is going to be all about or the conference, I don't think you should go. You stay back and learn first. Maybe next time you can go, but I think that moving forward, anybody that's representing the Southern and Guam, that we know what's going on and not air our dirty linen at the national level. So it's lesson learned. I just want to put that in.
Okay,
Thank
thank you for that. So, with that said, Erica, you want to cover that?
Oh, yes. On a positive note, right? I know Chairman, you also attended the Southwest joint session with the Pacific, which is,
Sorry.
no, if you want.
Oh, yeah, I attended a joint meeting with the Pacific and the Southwest region. And they know, what do you call it? Guam's current efforts with strategic planning was,
the 5 years.
yeah. With USDA was noted there, and I think, what was that they were planning to?
Yeah.
They like that thing that we're doing, right? With how we're in our district and also our
Yeah.
region.
So, yes, just to add to that, the biggest topic that I think, or the theme of that whole meeting, was the need for strategic planning. And that way we can justify our work to policymakers, to the public, and just to ourselves, really. But so it was really nice that Chairman Michael, yes, we recognize that need, and we're on track with doing that, our own strategic plan, so that way we can justify to the legislature that, hey, we're here, we need this money, this would help, we're such a great organization.
So that was submitted with the annual report?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. That was great, and I think our Pacific region partners really recognize our efforts here in Guam, and really hoping we could be an example for other islands who share the same remoteness as us, or, so finding ways where we can all help each other, right? And really, we've just been learning a lot along the way. It's every time we go to these NACD conferences, we take back what they're doing and we try to implement it here. So that's why trips and attendance at these conferences and meetings are very critical for the board, for the district to be present, because we're really applying the work and what we're learning
That would
from
be
back
back
there.
to conferences, so.
Not only that, but we're kind of like setting the example for others, because they actually mentioned that in the meeting there. They said, look at Guam coming out here, attending all these meetings, right? We're pretty much getting to them all, even though it's very expensive and it's a long travel distance.
They're very appreciative.
So they recognize that from us, and, they want to make sure others can see those efforts and, do their part on it also.
And on that note, Mr. Chair, I'd just like to commend you, the chairman, and Erica, the district director, of all the effort you guys put together. I know it's not easy for you guys to apply for the grant. You put all these efforts together, and I just want to commend the two of you for this hard work. And because of my condition, I was not able to be there to help out, but I was attending meeting and participating in the strategic planning. But without you two as drivers for the strategic plan, we would have been able to do it. Thank you, Ms. Erica.
It really does go a long way.
You hired two staff to help with that endeavor. Thank you so much.
It's fun.
Be back.
Happy it's done.
Can I second that?
Thank you. Yeah, so
No deal.
it was a great.
She's
Ditto.
Thank you, Dr. Carol. Okay. Well, so with that being said, I was able to attend and start connecting during my time there at the meeting with the Employees Association. So it's a really good resource for employees of the districts to connect with other employees of the district. And there's actually a lot of resources available to help build our capacity within. And I'm interested to learn more. I haven't engaged in that association, but I'm looking forward to participating more in their association so we can all learn of the different complex types of boards out there. But I enjoyed it. And I think with that, we did go on a tour, and we on the last day we went on a tour and we visited different conservation projects and efforts that are happening there in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It's a lot of watershed work. I mean, as you know, those Teton Mountains. So when we were there, the day we arrived, we could see the Tetons.
I mean, but it was like, it's like this TV, that's how it felt like. It's like right there in your face.
It's like, wow, and the Tetons, I think that's the most prominent mountain chain, right?
Part of the Rocky Mountains.
Part of the Rocky Mountains.
Yellowstone, Grand Teton and Yellowstone.
So you kind of just
I'm
arrive.
so happy that you guys were there to.
But when we went out to the tour, they disappeared.
Yeah.
We couldn't see
It
it.
disappeared
Because the smoke coming from
California.
California,
Yeah.
from the day before, we could just see it falling to like almost nothing. It was like you could barely see the silhouette. I mean, like mostly you couldn't.
Yeah.
That's from the smoke, I mean, the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
California.
So they kept. I couldn't imagine that all that fire was able to cover.
That's why now they are really having problems with all the forest burning down, and they're having a lot of much fire.
Yeah, reminds me of our southern bombs. Good thing we were there to figure it
Can I
out.
just ask a question? Since all these goody things that you brought back, did we already approve the attendance of the Southern District to NSCD annual conference in Florida?
I know that on our
Did we approve that?
in Florida.
If I remember correctly, we approved for the directors and staff to be there. Because I just want to make sure, with all your report and all the things that you're bringing back from these conferences, that we're going to be at the table.
Mhm.
So I remember we discussed it, but I'm not sure whether we approved it. I think we did.
I believe that I don't recall.
I think that's you're thinking of the work session.
No, this is the NSCD and I made that motion. So can you just?
Yeah,
Because
I can
if not, we need to bring it up at the next board meeting.
yes,
To make sure
we will need
that
to.
arrangement can be made. The earlier we make arrangement, it's cheaper for hotel and cheaper for airline.
Yes,
So
okay.
there's gonna be, because I really think that our attendance at the table is very important. I mean, that's how I'm receiving that information.
Yes. So I'll forward it all if
So
You haven't
please
seen
look
it
into
yet.
that to make sure, because we need to start making reservations, but that's just another part of January or February.
that is true, and it's already November.
November, so we need to start doing it,
Okay.
next month.
Okay, well,
Because if not, we need to put it in our agenda next time, but if I'm correct, we already approved it.
I-
All board members.
I
and
can-
staff.
I can
That's it.
thank
I just
you.
wanna remind you.
Okay.
Yes,
this
thank
is
you for
gonna
that.
Cover a couple of things here that, from the meeting, right? Some of the things that, so we have exploring possible funding opportunities through NRCS and the Guam EPA for watershed restoration. Create marketing strategies for our district. Continue planning efforts to complement NACD Pacific Region strategy. So we want to complement each other's strategy, right? So that
based on our
Yeah.
uniqueness.
Yes.
Continue participating in the NACD RPGs, bi-monthly meetings. So those are good too. Those are things that, I think I need some help there. If we can help cover some of those meetings. I think Martha, you did she do the invasive species or what was that you?
Yeah.
So those are big help, even just one or two.
Yeah. Especially for our committee leads, like
Yeah.
district operations and stewardship committee, although Guam is not voting members of these national resource policy groups or committees, we can still attend and yeah,
Listen in and see
and
how.
bring back what they're doing there for our GACD or yes. And maybe we can provide insight to an issue that they might not be recognizing, especially for, us or in this outer area. So,
And your picture with, regarding B,
oh,
it was in the report, right? NACD?
yes, that was actually their 2020 annual report.
Yeah.
So see something like that.
Yeah.
We
So
need to.
we will do every effort like that to try to get some story from our
Yes,
side.
yes, yes.
Yeah, again.
We'll
Good job, Southern.
So one last thing here that we need to, like you said, in the future, right? So the last thing here would be addressing code of conduct for those representing us in the national meetings.
Oh, that's
So we
a
need
must.
to really,
And that's why Mr. Chair earlier, I just said that, any representative from Southern, and of course, we're representing Guam, if they have no clue, or they're gonna go there and just wash dirty linen, I don't think that person should go. And, we need to get our things together before we go, even if it's just a little meeting for those people going, so that when we go there and we're representing Guam. So we need to act professionally and accordingly. That's all.
well, I wasn't around in the past, but, I heard people talk about how they did all these other things, instead of the, so those are issues like that we need to, I don't have a problem with people having fun, right?
Yeah.
But let's take care of business first and maintain our conduct there.
And all this national meeting, man, is very educational. When I first became board member, I was like a chicken without a head. But through these conferences and meeting all these people that we bring back, I remember the first time I heard about the veteran assistance. So when I came back, I made that arrangement with the legislature to see how they can help us. So we had a successful 5 Saturday training with Dr. Bapari. We invited all the veterans.
I remember that.
It was well attended.
I think that's when I first came on.
So those are the things we bring back ideas, man. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank
I
you.
just want to say that, the times that have gone, there has never been problem of somebody talking bad about them.
Yeah.
The times that we went, we were very careful and everything was fine. And very true.
Southern.
We learn a lot and we meet a lot of people
Yes.
who are so familiar with things that we need to know.
And that is very vital to our success also.
Yeah.
Because they know us and they end up supporting you and everything.
And we never badmouth anybody.
Yeah.
Especially if we don't know what we're talking about. I mean, I'm from the South, I'll never say anything about the North. You don't know what the North is doing. If anything, we discuss what we're doing in the South.
Yeah.
And we don't need to do it out
We
there.
should stay that way. If you're representing the North, talk about the North, don't talk about the South.
And then look at our relationship with Travis, Mr. Travis.
Oh, yeah.
SGSWCD, Pacific Region Director. Because of that relationship that we built with all these conferences, that we're very comfortable and easy to get information from there. So that we know. So this conferences of ours is very important, very important.
When I went, Travis came to Guam. I mean, I have to say that I was, Eric and I were part of that reunion. He was never, he's never been here, but he was the representative for the Pacific region. And we told him, hey, you have to come to Guam. That's a good idea, and he did come.
He did, and
And he loved it here, and he would always ask, and that was the start.
And he ate the pico of red rice.
we're right.
All these conferences is justifiable, I really, and that's why I wanted to make sure, go back to the minutes, I don't know when was that, when I made a motion that all directors and staff should attend the meeting, so if not, put that in the agenda for the next one.
I remember you saying that, you know, right?
I do too. I just
Okay.
don't know.
Okay,
Let's
thank
move
you.
on to
Congratulations, Viva.
Viva Guam.
Oh, I move to, accept the report on the Pacific region.
Okay, and then, just quick discussion, right? We did submit, our breakdown of our actual costs as well. So there'll need to be, we do need to do reimbursement.
So do you have that report?
Yes, I believe I passed it on to,
Anyway, we.
oh, that one.
This one,
Yes.
we approved the report now, it's just the expenses, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're gonna do that now or to?
Yeah, and we need to.
We'll need to do it now.
Okay, so you got it.
Okay, so. Can you report Erica? What's going on?
Sure, okay, so, we received, the travelers received amount, oh, may I borrow? So the actual per diem issued for lodging, lodging and MIE for both travelers was in the amount of $1,534. With the taxes and developmental fee, sales tax, 1,534 was the authorization. With all of the fees and taxes, which are reimbursable expenses according to the federal GSA, we should receive a reimbursed amount of $171.28. Yes, because the actual per diem was 1,705.28 to include the additional taxes and fees. Okay, and then for Chairman Michael, his reimbursement is actually in total 638.80 because we did have a car rental, which was approved during our. So in total, Chairman Michael, reimbursement is 638.80, and for myself, it will be 171.28. Okay?
Mr. Chair, I move that this, to reimburse, you, Mr. Chair, for your added expenses of 638.80 cents. Reimbursement for Erica, our district director, is 171.28. That's second motion.
Okay, Carlos, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Glenn?
No,
Oh, Glenn?
no, she did.
Glenn, yes. Yes, they did. That will have to be ratified because it was a large amount.
Okay, so moving on, right?
Yeah.
D?
D.
So I think,
Do I hear a thank you to the university?
thank you so much. I did say thank you. Twice.
Thank you, and our report is complete.
Yeah.
I
No,
Nice
the-
having that extra money at the town needs, you know.
yeah.
And we have that, we need also.
I know, I think for the future, we'll try to calculate that.
Going back, so all those receipts are attached?
Yes.
Okay, all right, that's a mixture.
Okay, so Angie, it's your turn.
Okay, you know, we did have the education symposium, and it's always been, have the soil and water, joint in all the expenses. So when you receive that reimbursement request and have all those expenses, so we made some kind of discussion, so I'd like to just read my report here. Move that the Southern District submit a formal memo in response to the Northern Guam chairperson, Hope Cristobal's request for reimbursement for the symposium. The memo will convey that the Southern District will not act on reimbursement until formal approval from the Northern Guam Board. Because I understand that the board hasn't even seen the expenses yet, and yet the chair is asking for reimbursement or request for reimbursement. Reimbursement is granted. For this reason, it was agreed Northern Guam will be responsible for covering all expenses of the symposium due to Southern District signatories unavailable during the event. It is the responsibility of the Northern Guam Board to approve that all expenses incurred is true, correct, and in compliance with all government Guam procurement and administrative rules and regulations. Additionally, the Southern District will note the following questions and concerns regarding the symposium. Number one, on honorariums and volunteer justification. We, the Southern District, is concerned of the honorarium issue. It is unclear how honorarium recipients and rates were decided and why some volunteers were paid different rates. For the record, Mr. Chair, Southern District identified volunteers willing to commit their time free of charge. This is our volunteers that Southern District offered, and the chairperson of the North denied our volunteer submission. Okay, number two, inventory of unused symposium materials. To review of the supplies purchased for symposium, the Southern District noticed, we know this, I know this, an excess of supplies purchased under the Northern Guam charge account. Many of the supplies were not used and were rather unnecessary. The Southern District would like, we, the Southern District, should like an inventory of supplies and equal split of leftovers. There's also a concern of 2 air purifier purchase. We, the Southern, we should check, and we're unaware that this equipment was purchased. It is also to our knowledge that both purifiers are marked as Northern Guam Soil Water District property. And they expect us to pay it. Okay, food and catering. Upon review of the catering service, we were concerned that there are 60 plates purchased for each breakfast and lunch for the 3 days, and only 40 people were only allowed into the room. How can you have 60 plates when it's only 40 people? And I know that, I think it was Erica, how many registered for this symposium?
About 30, 35, but then throughout the days, it was
See, only
less than,
30,
so about
35?
like less than 30 by the end.
That's 100%, Mr. Chair, 100%. Should have been reduced to eliminate excess waste of food. Among the aforementioned issues, the symposium was a last-minute planning venture. The symposium typically needs months in advance to be properly planned. Every year, we learn something new and always strive to host this symposium in line with our mandates and according to other governing authorities. We appreciate the work of the committee, and it is not an easy task nor an easy event to facilitate with such limited resources. Nonetheless, we must always hold ourselves to a better standard than the last event. So
So that's the
That's it from everybody?
That's the motion, right?
Could that letter
So-
be
so
sent?
You want to second that,
The
right?
order, so we submit this letter to add, to mention all our concerns. And before you send it out, I would like to move that you send it to us, all the board members, just to get an idea, to make sure that all our concerns are there. And then, the signature, if, I don't know, Mr. Chair, if it's in order that we all sign it, or just you as the chairperson. So my motion is
Okay,
that.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Will do. Okay, thank you, Angie. Where are we at?
It's
Is
just,
that A and B?
yeah, just wrong numbering, but it should be.
Okay, the Guam Soil, that's the website development.
Okay, Dr. Carroll, did you wanna?
The website development has been, the deposit has been made to Guam Web. And the website project being for the district operations committee and project status will be regularly reported by Erica during her administrative report at the next board meeting.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
The next one, I'd like to move that the FY 2022 Guam Terror Swine Program ratification, we would ratify the FY 2022 agreement which was signed on September 28, 2021, as previously done in past fiscal years. The Southern District will revisit and review in 6 months due to funding availability.
I second, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Angie. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Good job. Moving on. Item number 9, new business.
Okay.
So we got the FY 2022 budget approval.
Okay. Everybody should have a copy of the budget that was submitted by the committee.
Okay, so this budget, right, we have the one that was listed here in the first column, that was the proposed budget, right, for that went to the legislature. And then, we reviewed it, Erica, correct?
Yes.
The committee, and we came up with the second column
Yes.
here, these budget items. However, we were over by $23,355. So we're trying to not have that kind of deficit or whatever you call that in that thing. So we redid it on item 3, column 3, to just so that we stay within what we have here. And, we can always revert and back and make adjustments depending on how we progress right through the year with our other
Yeah.
activities too.
Mhm.
If we make other adjustments further down the road. So you guys can review it and,
So, on the very bottom, it says total budget request was $164,281.56.
Yeah.
And what we got from the appropriation is the next column. What you think?
The government of Guam appropriation, according to Public Law 36-35, you'll see it on the second column on the way top. What we received, it was 100,233. So looking at where you were referring to, the next column is basically the total budget that we've put together for the budget, which in the second column was 100,220 or $123,588. The third column Next to that is $100,138, which was adjusted to be in line with the appropriation that we received.
So, supplies, I show cost deficit. On the red, what's that, 33,355, that's over what we
Yeah,
reduced?
yeah.
Yes, it's over budgeted, and to kind of be on the safe side, since we don't know what our rollover is yet, and we do need to have in place our budget, for our actual appropriation. We just wanted to kind of stay below what was appropriated. And then later down the line, the board can always revisit or reallocate amongst the budget categories as we see new funding become available or extra funding become available.
Did we include in this, budget regarding the accomplices that the board will get into?
So that is a great question. We did include it.
Where?
Initially, it's under travel. Yeah, travel meetings. Mm-hmm. So we will, just because with the discussion earlier about all attendance during the annual meeting, we can move more, we can move some of the travel around to ensure that we can accommodate all directors or all staff to the annual meeting. So that would just have to be decided.
So this is not set in stone,
We can always move.
transfer one fund to the other.
Yes,
Right?
yes,
I just want to make sure that we covered all the necessary and that we, the board has
Yes.
those. And to make sure that we can, transfer funds to fit the need as we go along for the next fiscal year.
of course.
That's correct, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Okay, so I move that we accept this budget. Anyway, we have discussed it, and I just wanted to make sure, Mr. Chair, that we have the ability to transfer to meet needs as we go along.
Mhm.
But this one is to just guide us.
Yes.
So I move that we approve
The FY22.
the FY22, and to remember that it's flexible. This is to guide us along, to make sure we
Yes.
try to stay if need be. So that's my motion, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Carol, for a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. Well, right now. That's it.
It's-
The vacant position she's on.
Oh, the vacant position, well, in our perfect budget that we wish that we could hire, we did put some budget there to hire, but since we didn't get that full amount, we did not fund that position, but it's always there. I mean, it's there in case we find it. And the reason being is because it's easy for us to maybe acquire grants that could help fund a position that would fill this specific,
Grants to the approved grants.
yeah, so,
Like what we did with the strategic thing, we have two employees in Harold. With the strategic plan, we were able to hire Sky and Roxanne.
Roxanne.
But if we had the perfect budget as we proposed, we applied for, but we didn't get it. I'm correct.
Okay, we're good, right?
Yes.
Moving on to B, the SGSWCD joint meeting. Date to be determined. We need to come up with, or somebody's gonna have to make this.
So how soon does this have to be? May?
well,
Before the fiscal year, before the calendar year?
it has to be before the end of calendar year.
But we already passed, was it October?
Oh, so calendar year,
January.
January through December. I know
Just-
usually,
What happened in December? We're still good?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
And I know that the purpose of this meeting, we're gonna keep it simple and maybe sweet. And according to what the purpose of the meeting is, according to the law, it's just to discuss our budget. So using that joint meeting to kind of collaborate and see what our budget request is going to be come February.
So
Yes,
basically, we're just gonna walk in with this and go
Yeah.
through it with them and compare notes.
yeah.
And that's.
That's pretty much the goal of the joint, but I know there's other areas that we
And
need
this
to
is
discuss.
just, yes, because I noticed that we do have the universal content asking us to come out with election guidelines,
Okay,
and we never did so that we can. And then I know, Mr. Chair, you have the staff update, this is just to introduce our staff, right?
yes.
Is it?
So, that, and we also have to formally submit a memo to UOG to let them know who our current staff is on board. And
We can go there and do our own.
yes, we'll just do our own
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, and then this one is just to meet and greet,
Yes,
1 year.
yep, especially as the both staff will pretty much be interacting in our UOG room, so I don't know.
And then the website, right, is just to announce we have it, and Mr. Chair, and then to invite them if you want to join us or not. Or you want to leave that out.
I don't know, it's up to
It's
you.
up to them to find out, Erica, right?
Yes,
So should we leave that out?
the website?
Yeah, we can announce that we have a website. They need help, they can probably ask them.
Okay.
We'll pay, we'll pay.
Well, I just so that the board knows where we're at with this website and why is here.
So can we have Erica explain that we do have it, just to say we have it?
Oh, we can do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
just as a report.
Okay, I can do that as a report, but I do want to let the board know that we let the North know that we're just going to continue on the
Through our-
website venture on our
But that's
own.
for the information,
Yes,
information report.
and they did reply, the chairperson Cristobal replied and said, so when are we going to do the MOU? Pretty much the ball is back in our court, and I think as professionals we are, either address it so that the ball is no longer in our court and leave it at that.
But the problem, I think she's just doing that again on her own.
Yes, so,
So, that's not a board approved thing that telling us that she, wants to do
Yeah,
that.
oh yeah, that's just.
Yeah.
That's just her.
yes,
So,
so,
they gotta approve that first and then
Mhm.
forward.
and maybe I don't know if we want
So
to
we
discuss
just-
it at our joint.
We did it just to let them
Okay.
know that we have it, and then they can ask us, what I just said.
Okay.
Well, you guys decide what you want to do.
Yeah,
Let us know.
decide it.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah,
So
just
what do you,
for the.
yeah,
Go ahead with our own.
yeah,
No, we'll just report that we have it. Okay, we have it.
yeah, okay, yeah, that's exactly what we,
And then that's when you decide about MOU. and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get the board approved.
okay,
I don't know whether you want to report, Mr. Chair.
maybe we can do that at the GAC.
Not just any meeting that's held on island or even to other government agencies. I don't know, maybe we don't. My suggestion. Or you want to keep it?
No,
Keep it there?
I don't know, it's up to you guys.
What's your suggestion, Mr. Chair?
Well, I don't know. Our purpose of the joint meeting is going up through our budgets and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, right? And the plans that we're working on. But I don't know, it should be through the GACD where we address this kind of thing, or what do you think? What's that? Or do you want to just bring it up? We can bring it up. I mean, but do we say NACD or do we say any travel off island or how do we?
It's just just a suggestion that we need to communicate the northern and southern as to what we're gonna be and not to watch
Presenting.
30 days. That's it.
Okay. I agree with that. I mean,
Yeah. We don't have to mention about, oh, the last meeting, this and that. Just said that we go there as a team. Remember when we go to NACD conference, we always say, okay, the sessions.
yes,
We always say, okay, we go there, we go there, we go there.
Yeah.
So that when we come back together, we join.
I mean,
Maybe
ideally,
you can make it, more broad, kind of like,
ethics in government travel.
procedures, or,
That if they have any question, just call each other at the meeting, is this what's gonna happen? Because I don't remember. So protocol maybe,
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's just maybe oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
What I would like to suggest is that you work with the, along with,
code of conduct, right?
make this more into a,
Schedule and date and time, right? And then these items.
Okay,
you know, with some ideas.
So that's your
Yeah.
motion,
okay.
Erica work with the
staff.
staff.
Okay.
and then if any question, can you put that in your motion, any question regarding whatever that has concern for, to ask for the delegates to meet before you vote to them.
And I'm saying for the questions.
Yeah.
The delegates can meet to discuss
Yeah.
with one concern.
That's a good,
Yeah. So
that's a
just-
good recommendation.
Just call the staff and say, organize a meeting, right? We all meet.
Yeah,
I think just to eliminate any kind of negative, you know.
And to tell about each other.
So maybe this is more, it was fun whenever I went.
I know.
So protocol, this is protocol, of island conferences protocol, that's it. They're all, right? All island conferences protocol. Then we can say if you have any questions, any problem, let's all meet together, all the long, right?
Yeah, the
Hash it
GACD.
out, and then-
Okay. Okay.
So all in favor? For
I-
Erica to work with the
Can you
Northern
repeat the motion now?
schedule
For Erica to work with the Northern District,
staff.
staff on,
Discussing But if you don't like, I said,
All in favor?
and if you don't like how I dress up there, then let's have a meeting and say, hey, cover up. Like, I mean, something like that.
All in favor?
You don't like, my mama, you can call a meeting.
I'm just jealous because I like one.
From Carol.
I love that.
Okay. Okay, so C, we have the GACD 2021 annual dues. We have to make them.
Is that the right time or okay?
To approve payment.
I second.
The 5,000, right?
Yes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Move on to D, SGSWCD Zoom account reimbursement.
Yeah.
We talked about this for a long time already. So we need to reimburse Erica here for her.
I like to know that we were at the one in the amount of 24.85 for the Zoom account fee.
I second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
There you go.
This one.
Thank you, Erica, for providing us services
Yeah.
without any,
No interest charge,
feeling. But she did it from her heart.
thank you, Erica. Is that from
Again. That was from since last year.
Especially when we really need it.
Okay, we got item E, Angie.
Okay, Mr. Chair, I was informed by the treasurer of the Northern Board, Ms. Katrina Regis, that the chair accused the vice chairman of the Southern Water Water Conservation District, which is no other than me, Mr. Chair, and Angelita Primidora, in case you guys forget. But because she mentioned the vice chair of the Southern, I just wanted you to know that Katrina received a message from the chair, opens the board. The vice chair of Southern is involved in whatever mess with the account at the Coast 360. And the chairperson knows for a fact that I am a member of the Southern One Soil Water Vice Chair, is a member also of the Coast 360 Board of Directors. And so let me just read what I respond. And I propose. By the way, she's that time when she interfered with my negotiation and she aborted my negotiation. She told me she was going to take me off her chat, and I said, with pleasure. And then I blocked her. So I cannot communicate with her directly. So I sent this message to her via Katrina. Okay? Can I read my message?
Yes, yes.
I want this recorded. And this is my response to her via Katrina. Katrina, thank you for sharing your chair's unfounded and serious accusation. What the heck is going on with your district that your chair needed to come out with such evil accusation on me? She is on a destructive path, knowing that I am a Coast 360 board director. I forwarded her accusation to the board chairman. I am requesting for the board to investigate her evil accusation to protect the integrity of the board. I would also bring it up to our Southern Soil, which I'm doing now. The shame is on her. What kind of an evil person to be cooking something like this when the world is on its knees with the coronavirus? But then that is her life MO, Mr. Chair. Her action magnifies the steal the election and the big lie, divide and destroy. Yes, Southern District Vice Chair is no other but me, Angelita Mindiola. And I said, I give you permission, Ms. Katrina, to forward this message to your Northern Madam Chair. Please do. And I said, she must have forgotten my name. I am Southern Guam Vice Chair, si Angelita Mindiola, I admit. Please send this to your chair too. Thanks. So I just want to report, it's just a report, I don't need any action, because I took it upon myself to reply, because it's an evil accusation, knowing that I'm a board of directors for the Coast 360. I don't want to swear, but I will never do that. I will never do that to the executive of Coast 360 board. I'll never do that. It doesn't let you know in case you hear it from other people.
Thank you, Angie. It's noted. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for hearing me.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I want that to be in the record. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to F, the establishment of the FY 2022 regular board meeting dates. Are we gonna, you want to set those dates just today?
I think we should go ahead. Our partners are waiting for us. Let's go ahead and set our date. We don't have to wait We all want to enjoy,
that motion? That's
Yeah.
go ahead. I second.
All in favor?
I discussion, Mr. Chair.
Discussion?
I agree with, Director Carroll, but I would like to request, Mr. Chair, that, Erica, proceed to let all our partners know ahead of time, including the order, with our partners, that this is a set meeting for the rest of the year till election, because then, we don't know that. So can you send that out right away?
Okay,
More importantly to the partners, right?
Yes, especially to the, unless you remember, Northern is a part.
yeah,
So all our partners, plus can we, add to that motion to include our regular board meeting?
mm-hmm,
So that's the motion, is that your motion to add that to amend that motion? Okay, I second it.
okay.
Okay, thank you. So all in favor? Thank you very much. Glad we got that done. So at least we all know.
We're going to get another organization as our meeting, which I'm so happy. Thank you.
But we need to, message actually to them somehow, that please respect our.
We'll cross that bridge.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe as early as tomorrow. We'll set it up.
Okay,
Just
so,
remember, not Thursday for the last, okay? That's already.
Okay. I know the committee, when we convened, we suggested that the first Wednesday of the month will be for the partners, and then the third Wednesday of the month will be for our regular board. Next week is pretty much the partner meeting, but this new schedule will be effective December. Okay, so
As discussed.
okay, good.
Okay, good. Okay, and now this is the one that we have to go. Into an executive session here, staff.
You guys have to.
Okay,
So yes, we ask.
so I'm going to Just really quick for my report. The district, we have a couple of grants and agreements under our belt. Woohoo! NACD Technical Assistance Round 3, which is the TA 2020 grant, officially expended and exhausted all funds on September 14th, meaning we are now closing out that grant and starting into the round 4, NACD TA round 4. So I'll be happy to report on the accomplishments of the NACD Technical Assistance Grant to the board during my next report at the next director's meeting. Jay Dornilla, he is also helping me gather how many, part of the metrics that we're using to measure the success of this grant is how many EQIP contracts were obligated, how many applications we've received, and how many CSP contracts were obligated. So happy to report that overview, just in short, we've exceeded our metrics for the NACD technical round 3. So congratulations to the district.
Are we getting a lot of applications?
Well, yes, we're getting a lot of applications in. I believe just this past sign up for FY 2021, we received like around 11. I actually, correct me, it's actually 15, both EQIP and CSP in total. How many have been obligated? So out of those applications that were submitted, about 6 EQIP applications were obligated, and then also, again, 6 CSP contracts were obligated. I know it's not a lot, but it's a lot for Guam considering where we've been, with only 3 or 2 applications being obligated. So we are learning a lot along the way. Jay Dornilla, the support that this grant provides to Jay is a lot of help. And Jay being the only employee, the program support is such a great need in his office. Like, my workload is actually a lot too on that side of the house, but I do what I can because my role is limited to just program support. But I'm getting that on the job training, especially for conservation planning. I'm able to provide technical assistance now to the farmers. I can speak confidently into what the contract what is expected of a contract and what are the recommendations. I can even go out to the field and assess their farm and say, wow, these are the practices that could help your operations. And so the training it's very much there. And I know that when I started working with NRCS, Jocelyn, she's like, it'll take you about 5 years to be like, get a good handle on conservation planning. And it's been close to 5 years. And I'm pretty much there at that point. Jay, it's minimal supervision or training that Jay needs to provide for us at this point. And now I'll be passing that knowledge to Martha, as she'll be sitting at NRCS's office too sometimes, and she can start helping.
Can we get like funding, like how we're doing with you?
Yes.
So she'll also be?
She can.
Can we apply for that?
If the board, well, right now that's what the NACD technical grant
Because
is.
you know what, we part of the salary, NACD pays. We pay in advance, but then they get reimbursed. So it'd be nice if we can get funding.
Yeah.
To get into
Yeah.
the books on the ground.
If that's what the board, because honestly,
Do we need to make a motion on that, or we just do it because we didn't negotiate it and they don't give us a grant?
Yeah, I think we need to further look into it. So because I know that Martha, her role as an outreach specialist is to focus solely on pretty much maintaining our active district registry.
So if there's any.
Yeah, and it's something the board needs to revisit
Yeah,
to
so
see.
look into it.
Yeah. But we can always, open up that. Because initially this was supposed to be a part-time, but because of the turnover rate, and bringing on people, they've left, and having to train and retrain, that's been an issue because it takes time away from it's kind of difficult to always train. So if that's where Martha and the board want to see, get a feel for the district and the work, and then we'll transition into that. That's my recommendation. Just okay, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
So the USDA NRCS grant, I just want to give a quick update on that. So September 30th, we were successful in, actually October 1st, September 30th back NRCS time. The GLRP team was successful in submitting our proposal to NRCS for the targeted conservation delivery initiative that we proposed, which is the Soil Health Quality Initiative. Dr. Bob Barber was instrumental in helping us map out the details of the different aspects that was required of the proposal. So in short, the initiative seeks to launch a multi-partner co-developed education program which targets farmers to get soil testing and explain to them why soil health is important, and selling the story of soil health and trying to use that as a way to interest the farmers, help them understand why soil is so important for maximum production for their land, and focusing on the food security. So we would be able to hire we propose to hire technical staff, collaborate with UOG Department of Ag to launch this soil health initiative, and fund a soil testing incentive program where the districts would essentially pay for the soil test for the farmers, and then analyze that data. Also recruit agriculture professionals to learn about soil health so that they can better communicate why soil health is important, and then distribute the informational kits. So the key is really the informational kits that would also be developed that would provide the farmer supplies on how to collect their soil sample. So the Shark Tank was held yesterday, where Jay had to take our TCP and submit it and present it to the NRCS leadership and explain our project, right, that we've developed. And the feedback was really good. They enjoyed the PowerPoint presentation, which I had 2 days less to put together. But it wasn't open for us to attend because that was between the district conservationist, and NRCS. So Jay had to step up in that, but I was with Jay every step of the way in putting together that presentation. And I would love to pull it up, but we're already hitting 3 hours, so next time. But I just want this board to know that great job.
Tell him thank you.
Yeah, I'll make sure we can even let him know during our partner meeting. But
yes,
that presentation is a good start for us to start informing our partner, or when we get to that point of what this TCP initiative. So the feedback was really great. They like our initiative, and we hope that they will fund us. So that.
When will you know?
I know in like mid-November, they should be announcing if we're like awarded or. So right now they're going to, the NRCS leadership team is going to try to and find funding that would help pay a lot for the education and marketing aspect. So it doesn't come out pretty much of our budget, because I wanted Jay to really highlight that, like, this is what we can contribute, but for a better maximized program, grant funding would be best for this. So, but we're willing to contribute, because the contribution is always something that the federal government, yeah. So good for us. And the GACD Technical Assistance Grant Round 3 and 4, just like the Southern District, GACD also has a grant in which the Southern District, in our capacity at the GACD, we're meeting every Monday. The working group is meeting every Monday to start the planning process with the strategic plan. So Dr. Bob has so kindly dedicated his time to that, but we're still trying to work out all the budget and stuff. So it's going. The UOG 8 Islands 12 trainings and W's, their grant with Dr. Bob Barber, Chairman. Would you like to report?
Well, actually, we had 2 meetings already with them, right? Or was there one before? Did we miss one?
We had 2 meetings, which was that one that we had, and then the one you just attended.
Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, so on our side, yeah, I know 2 meetings we did, and so we did talk about the training and stuff like that, you know, that can be conducted throughout the islands, but yesterday, what I wanted to say is that we did, we brought up the fact that we want to bring those islands into the soil water conservation group, you know, bring their islands into that fold, right? And so we're planning to do some kind of I would say presentation in the next meeting. It's all on Zoom like that, right? And then we're going to include, if she's available, Ariel in that, and hopefully we get Doug Rustin. He's our regional, how do you say it?
Regional chair.
Chair, yeah, for the Pacific region. Hopefully we get them in to help talk to the other islands about those efforts, you know, so we can establish our Western Pacific or Micronesian. We got to think of something right there, Micronesian conservation, you know, something, I don't know, but
some kind of name that we can always refer to us.
That would be good.
And you could, Mr. Jerry, I'm talking about that forever.
Yeah.
And I always promise and try to reach out to the vice president of that.
Yeah.
And maybe it's something that gets approved and everything, right? Somebody has to travel and get engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, there was talk about those stuff too. Hopefully there's even some grants to help with that. Yeah, all the the exception right at this point is Samoa, right? American Samoa, but I think they're still trying to work into that. But we got Palau, FSM, and the Marshals, and CNMI, right? So.
At least that.
Yeah.
What I've always talking to Eric about that, right, is to have some kind of a conference here in Guam with those guys coming in and bringing in our national NACD group over too. That would be an ultimate. That's kind of like one of those things you do that and you can retire and you accomplish something. Yeah.
EPA did something like that, and it was represented by the
Yeah.
So that would be great, and we can have partners to Guam and EPA fund agriculture, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And not only that, but then if we're doing something like that, it's got to be even more. You got to go to like GBB and Gita, whoever, all these other people, other groups, hotel restaurant or something like that, so that we can get more support funding and all that, right? That would be a big part. Can you do that, Erica?
Yeah.
We'll do that, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do that. It's just so amazing to see.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah. But and you know, the fact that we've had these plans and even though they're baby steps, we're accomplishing it. I mean, look at, we've got this big TV and
In case that should come to fruition, that we include, farm tour.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna have to do the same thing like we do in the States, right?
Yeah.
So, even that I've been thinking about.
yeah.
That, yeah, we're gonna do the whole shebang.
When I went to Lao on a business trip, not having to do with the soil water,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know now that they have it, they were asking me, information about aquaponics. Because, wait a minute, I don't know, but they want to do the aquaponics because they have a lot of fresh water. And so it's something like that, we can take them on a tour of those things.
Well, definitely that would be a big part of the thing, the tour, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, our typical island style, fiesta or something like that, right? That's what I'm saying, GBB, right, they can help.
Yeah.
So they do that funding when they do like, you want tourism, right? They,
Yes,
they help provide some fund for like year-round fiesta, right? And those,
Yes.
so they can help us do that.
Yeah, she knows what she
Yeah,
knows.
then we can find a good venue like down south, or maybe one of the beaches. Yeah.
And she has.
Wow.
She has hosted.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what we want to do.
That's how I started my manifesto.
Yes.
From June.
Yeah, see? So I'm already, my brain is already thinking.
Yes.
Then we can show off our culture and then they come closer, in the future, the small one in Palau or something like that.
Don't get me excited, then I won't sleep again tonight.
Dreaming.
Let's work with that man and we do it for election.
Yeah, oh, okay, I forgot to mention, since we're talking about all of this, right? I did get a call, Erica, right?
Yes.
Doug Rustin called for me. It was a few weeks ago, right? But we
Yeah.
didn't get the message because there was that UOG, our office there. But Erica finally got the message, so I called him back last week, talking to him. He was asking actually about Rollin to make us find out if we're, how things are going. Oh, we didn't even mention that, right?
No.
And that came up too in the meeting with Crowder and due to the fact that they're having a sidebar activity without, us knowing what's going on with them, what they're, and so we discussed that also back there. And so Rustin called me, wanted to inquire how we were working out, whatever. Right? So he said, "Don't worry, I got that taken care of." I already told Rollin, right, about the role there that, and he did say he had a picture, but it's funny how he had his ways of saying that he recognizes that how the flow goes. I'm not too worried about that. It's the other one that's the most. But anyways, so those guys, they're really interested in the Pacific side of this thing. So
We are too.
yeah. So we're doing good there. We've been ever since we've been
So
going.
whatever that conference is, we can really try to work with it and find it for the election next year.
I would love to have
That would be a
next
big
year.
accomplishment besides the strategic and the other stuff we do.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
The planning stuff is fun, but man, I'm ready for implementation. Okay, so I think with that then, that was a great thing, Mr. Chair. The Beginning Farmer Rancher Program, I mean, this is still ongoing, but I haven't heard of any upcoming beginning farmer workshops, so I'll keep the board informed. Moving on to our membership accounts, the biggest, greatest Accomplishment this past week is the fact that the Southern District has renewed its SAM's registration before expiration. So we're good to go for another year. Our expiration is October 2022. It's always best practice to try to renew that 60 days before.
Don't let it expire.
Yeah, it's harder to activate once it's expired. So we've been good and on track with that. And I believe that's it for my report for this meeting.
So number 10, collateral boards. Again, we got the Invasive Species Council, and we're scheduled for that meeting tomorrow, right?
Yeah, it should be October 28th.
Hmm?
Yeah, tomorrow, October 28th at 11.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we'll be on that thing tomorrow. We have, I was thinking about areas.
That's also there.
We got 2 meetings in the morning. And then, anyway, so we're scheduled for that tomorrow. What was Department of Agriculture, Forestry, and Urban Agriculture. Arbor Day was October 12th. So we did plant trees. We planted 2 trees.
Picture, thank you for your representation.
And Martha did some weeding, and we set up the tables with the co-op side by side with Katrina.
We saw pictures of that.
Yeah. Okay, and then I think they're asking now. They want more again. So
Oh, for the Arbor Day?
well, just ag in general. Right?
Okay, I have an announcement.
Okay. So later, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Guam Association Conservation District's general membership meeting is November 12th. And did we set a time?
I think at 4 p.m. and it may just be here.
What do you mean by general membership, Mr. Chair? This is us, the two.
All, yeah, all members.
There's only 2 groups.
Yeah. And then Habitat Conservation Plan Steering Committee. Monthly Steering Committee, October 7th. Who went to that?
Okay, so I've been attending the monthly steering committee meeting that Department of Ag and UOG are currently facilitating. So Department of Ag and UOG, they've hired consultants from off island to help develop this habitat conservation plan that would set up a permitting process to help mitigate the effects of take, or and take, what that means is kind of removing or disturbing a habitat of the endangered species that are listed on Guam, both federally and locally. So it's a long process. It's going to be like 5 years or something until it's done, but it would be great if one of the directors, Chairman Mike, I think you're really the one that's appointed to sit in that steering committee, but it's held every first Tuesday of the month.
Tuesday?
Yeah. So the day before our partners meeting, but I think the group that's there, it's a very small group, and this steering committee is actually the core committee that's making recommendations to the consultants of how to move forward. So right now they're in the process of developing a fact sheet, frequently asked questions, because it's still not clearly understood what the whole purpose of this habitat conservation plan is. So Vanji Luhan, I keep saying that. Yeah, and then I guess she's also very instrumental because of her role at the Guam Green Growth Initiative. She's like the head of the environment. I don't know. It's a different one.
Oh.
I mean, she's there because of that meeting that we did attend. So yes, we have a calendar. So thank you. We are filling. If I show you our calendar, it's like every day there's something. But you should see when you see events. I'm trying to get into the habit, and Martha will help me on this. Is we'll input the event, and it sends out to you as an invitation. And when you press yes, it shows you a notification like 15 minutes prior, or it calendars it for you. Yeah. So I think it's working pretty well. I even see Antra also accepting it. So do you like it? Does it work for you? Okay. Yeah. So we're part of what we'll be doing is kind of working with our partners to ask them what's your like main event, so that way we can know months in advance, because I'm sure that they know. But okay, so Chairman, well, I'll make sure I calendar this, and if any of the directors want to attend when they can, at least you'll have the link and the information. We're just all helping each other, gotta fill in for each other.
Help is there.
I had one meeting.
That was that was you. Oh, was that the Guam Invasive Species Council? I think that was the council.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was over down there.
Yeah. They used to have it down there.
Yeah.
No, I attended one on Friday.
Yeah, tomorrow. Okay. And then we have the NE National Association Conservation Districts.
Basically, we have a meeting tomorrow with Ariel, which is that Pacific Island strategy that we meet also once a month.
So that's 9 o'clock and then 10:30.
Yeah, 10:30 or 11:30.
Are you gonna get on that? Okay, at least get on it ahead of schedule. If I'm not there.
Yes. And the Guam Green Growth Initiative. Oh. My calendar's full, but this is we're gonna get back on track now that our grants are kind of at ease. So we're actually really big. Our contribution is very important here. We serve 2 working groups: the Thriving Natural Resources Committee, and then also the Healthy Prosperous Communities. Healthy and prosperous. Prosperous. That is chaired by Melanie from GITA, and then also Lola Leon Guerrero from BSP. But the main BSP, I guess there's a Lola there, but she's been really good. That committee, yeah, yes. So Healthy Prosperous Communities, they're focusing on like zero hunger. So that's why we're there, because it's agriculture, but we're also on the Thriving Natural Resources, because we're also natural resources. Yes. So we'll get back on track with these guys, especially as our Guam Long Range Plan is pretty much complete. Okay, and anything else?
So the next item will be number 11, open public comments. No public, unless anybody has something.
But yes, I do have, as a district, not as public, I'm just public.
Okay. Well, there's no announcement there, so this is basically
So I have,
announcement.
okay,
So,
there's 2 things. One minor thing, remember when we made the motion to accept the minutes of the last meeting, subject to correction? So I just want to point out to Erica and the directors that on the Education and Stewardship Committee regarding the ballot alliance, can you please include Martha's reading here, which is the maybe 100% proposed it?
Mark. Oh, weaving, okay.
Because we just did the eggs and the jam.
Yeah.
Just come correction. Okay.
Okay.
Then number 2, Mr. Chair and members here, at the last meeting or at one of our discussions, discussion regarding the 10 acres that we would like to. So what I did was I did met up with the oversight chair of the legislature, which happens to be the speaker. So I mentioned to her, and she's very favorable about it. So if we could just kind of highlight what we want to do there, and I told her it would be like exhibit of conservation practices that we're going to be inviting the community to come in and see it.
Demonstration farm.
Demonstration farm. She's very favorable, but I said, we can even write a bill for you if you want. But she goes, no, just give me the highlights that we want to use that property for. And then submit it to her. She's going to read it and try to work with us to come up with a bill. But she's excited. Yes,
Is it just the 10 acres or also?
10 acres or more, whatever.
How about the mandate of conservation practices? Is that
Yeah.
too?
So it's very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah,
I already put it on her plate. However, this is my thinking. Since this board, the composition of this board, we are elected every 2 years. So I'm thinking instead of just for the Southern District, because we don't know the composition in the next coming board, that maybe we join with University of Guam. University of Guam for that property, so that in case the interest fades out with another group of directors, solar water directors, at least University of Guam can continue.
Well, that's why I was looking at that specific area, because it's right in boundary with UOG's experimental
Yes.
station. So that the partnership is right there with us, so that we can share resources, share everything.
But when we write this bill, we don't want to just say solar water, right? Because the composition, we're very interested in it, but what if the new group of solar water directors come in and they're not interested in other priorities? But at least if we partner with UOG, that it will be ongoing. Because we don't want to.
Well, you know, one of the things that I'm thinking about that place, right, is to actually build some kind of facility there.
Mhm.
And that will be the home of our district. So whoever's in the district, yeah, will be, that's, and, you know, we'll be conducting our business there, we conduct training, we do any farmer technical assistance kind of things, like remember in the New Mexico, we went to their,
The
we
town.
visited, Powell's, district, they had a brand new facility, and they had all kinds of stuff in there for the farm, and all the different, technical.
But I'm just worried, yes, I agree with all that. It's just that the composition of this board has dramatically changed in August. And maybe none of us will be in the district, I don't know, because this is an elected board. So if we connect with University of Guam, CNAS, at least they're there to get this other set of directors to join that because it's part of the district. Because I don't want it to just die out because we're
Well,
not.
definitely, I don't want it to die out, but, we just need to explore how that would work.
Yeah, I just want to.
Maybe MOUs would be good to carry that forward like that. And maybe like when we develop, but we already are partnering with them, but develop an MOU specifically
For that.
for that to.
Yeah, that's renewed like on
Yeah,
every.
and I would be very careful, because we don't want them to take over.
Yeah, that's
You know,
another.
we want to, so that we
Like,
want to be, MOU.
Like you said, you know, like you said, for example, the next group, they falter, but then, so it's like dead for a while, then UOG swoops it up and incorporates it, and then the next group of district manager or board,
So
they
MOU,
can't
yes.
do anything. But if we just do an MOU, where we get support from each other, right, and work, maintain, keep it going, then I think that would be our best way.
No, and then you have your goals and objectives,
Yeah.
you have listed down what we're supposed to.
So
do
the
each
district,
year.
whoever's in the board really should be able to just
Pick it up.
step inside and keep on
This
moving.
is what's supposed to be happening.
We can have, okay,
Somebody can go in and district.
so then there'll be a transition period then. Hey, this is what is happening.
Oh,
there.
yeah, definitely, you have to
Okay.
give all
So
the,
all we did is, if we can do this, pass,
I agree. I want it faster.
So which committee will, take the realm of
We'll
this?
gather the education committee
Okay,
and we can support it.
all
So what
right,
we need to do is draft up the overall plan for that. What are the things that we can do?
No, but it's just highlight the.
Yeah, you know,
Highlight and she can put it.
yeah.
yeah,
And
okay,
then I told her, if she wants, we can take her out there. If we can get a map of that place too, that will help her.
Yeah.
Help her committee.
We can do
So.
that,
we
right?
can get that at DLM, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we can get that going.
Yeah, maybe somebody could just
Get the
just
map.
get a map.
The cost.
Just don't be
Yeah.
too specific, but just, because I don't even know if there's a lot number there that we have. Just-
Because I don't even know whether we need to have a survey too.
Yeah,
But you can ask that man, say, they can survey for us. Wow, so I'm excited because
Thank
she was able to hear it and she's excited. That, I hope we can get that before our conference, or not convention, or whatever you call it, we invite Pacific partners.
Oh, yeah, that's one. Okay, one more announcement because I've just received this and I think since we're already here, we might as well just hear it. Director Chelsea, provided information regarding the Field to Fork, which is happening November 20th. So I guess she's reaching out for, support for that hunting derby. She is asking if the district would be open to, she said what would be most helpful to us at this point is if the districts could partner to procure the bright orange shirts the hunters use for safe hunting practices, rather than the 300 shirt star shirts. So she said usually they purchase 300 shirts. She's just asking for 200 shirts.
How much is
So I don't know. Yeah, I'm thinking about 1,000, maybe over 1,000, but yeah. But
Because even at, let's say $5 each, which is, but that's like, definitely $1,000.
yeah, so I don't know if we want to budget for 1,000 sponsorship and leave it at that.
1,000 is too much.
Yeah,
Those departments are getting so much money. You
that
know,
is true.
they have the money and they can get it.
Yeah.
Get them from something else.
Yeah.
We will contribute, but the way I see it, it's like they're depending on us all the time.
Yeah, I know and I guess they always do that because they know that our procurement isn't as hung up as their procurement, but I know that for the hunting derby, we typically sponsor it at 1,000 every year, but I know that they're looking at
but
hosting
now we're doing more than
multiple,
one.
yeah, so I don't know if we
So
want,
we have to, decide about that, because they're gonna expect. I think
Sure,
they're
yeah,
planning
they're
they're
gonna-
actually planning for 4, right, in the year. So I don't know, we can give 4,000 in the year for that, right? So it's not, so we have to decide what we wanna do.
so maybe I could ask I don't know, what does the board think we should do at this point? I could ask them what the price is and we can see, because I know that she asked if
And
we
what do
partner.
get in return?
Our logo better be better.
They love it,
Like Shelton, will be pro.
So,
Always ask, what do we get? And these are logos right there for any of these donations. I don't think we can afford 1,000.
so, I just wanted to bring it up and maybe I can do a little bit more fact finding, like what do we get in return as a sponsor? Like what is the tiered level? You know, what does that mean? Because, you're right, like we've been sponsoring these things, and the reason why we're trying to move away from sponsoring these
Yeah.
things is because we're not highlighted.
We're not getting the return.
We're not getting the return.
We are in partnership ourselves.
Like Barbara said, hey, why are you giving money to him? He should be giving it to you.
Yeah.
The CBD.
But he's getting a lot, that's why he doesn't come to the meeting.
Even these departments.
Yeah.
Or even buy, like, I'm recommending we have a t-shirt, so when we go to conferences, we wear a t-shirt.
Not
But it's
shirt.
not, a polo shirt.
Some kind of shirt.
But
We buy it ourselves.
we buy it ourselves.
I pay for my own t-shirt.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, we need to get our own grant for them.
Or marketing.
Oh, with the, yeah, right.
Okay, so that was my announcement.
Hotels.
Erica, get that thing going,
The memo, yes, I can,
all the light points.
yeah,
And
okay,
maybe, if we can get it in, last.
I can do that.
Okay.
Next meeting.
Anything else? Nothing else?
I just want to thank everybody that brought something, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Marty and Carol.
Thank you.
Forgive me, because I just coming straight from the farm.
I'm gonna give you the trash bag to throw first.
Was that?
I'm gonna give you the trash bag to throw first.
Okay, did the meeting adjourn?
Okay, I move that we adjourn, Mr. Chair.
I
Was that
second
your-
it.
Okay, that's it.